Alright, guys. So, as you guys knew, probably literally 3 days ago, everybody most likely had broken down who the new LF is, who the new LF is going to be, and it's obviously going to be LF Kefla. This isn't a joke. It literally says, "Brace yourself for the blood-curdling, explosive birth of a super warrior." Now, that is one of the episodes in Dragon Ball Super where Kefla is finally introduced. Now, maybe I was saying maybe it was another meaning. I don't really know. I wasn't paying that much attention, but we already know. We already know that's going to be LF Kefla. People are saying Kefla could be the 1%, but I don't really know what else they could drop that could possibly make Kefla the 1%. I think if anything, Kefla's going to be the LF, and the 1% sparking is going to be I mean, we don't know, but we're going to be talking about some things in this video. So, we're going to be talking about what color Kefla can be. We're going to be talking about what the 1% sparking could be, and we also are going to be talking about what possible Zenkais we could be seeing. So, let's start off with the colors. So, the main tags that Kefla is going to have is Saiyans, Fusions, and Universe Rep. Now, the main tag she's going to be buffing is Fusion Warriors and Universe Rep. So, let's look at each tag to talk about what color it could possibly be. So, we're going to start off by looking at Universe Rep. Now, so first off, we're going to look at red. We already have Ultra His Platinum equipment. Sorry, crap. We already have Ultra His Platinum equipment, and he is arguably still a top 10 character now. Even if he isn't, he is still very much usable. We still see people using him on Universe Rep team, so I think red is crossed off pretty easily. Now, when it comes to yellow, yellow I don't think needs any characters. We already have Kelly Caulifla, and Kelly Caulifla can still hold their own very well. They're like one of the most commonly used Universe Rep characters in the game anyway, because the main team is usually Kelly Caulifla, transforming MUI Goku and revival UI Goku. So not only that, Kelly Caulifla also does fit green. So I wouldn't fully count it though, because it's half yellow, half green, and you will be lucky if you're able to even switch to Kale, which you most likely will be able to. But unless you die quickly, you might. Unless you die quickly, you most likely be able to switch it to Kale. But yellow is crossed off. Now purple. Here's some things with purple. The best purple unit here is obviously Evolution Vegeta. You might argue and say it's Go Frieza, but it's really Evolution Vegeta. And the problem with him is that he's not even that good. The fact that Evolution Vegeta was a character that, obviously, he was pretty boring in itself. So, obviously, if he's boring, we might not expect too much from him. But if he was boring, at least make him good. Like, don't sit here and make him trash. Like, of course, on his release, he was pretty good. But going forward, that guy has been getting worse and worse every single time. So, I do really think that Universe Rep does need a new purple unit. And when it comes to Go Frieza, there are only some instances where Go Frieza is actually very good. It's either the Take a Rising Rush, or if the team you're using him on is actually very good. Even if you're not going to use, even if you want to use Go Frieza, there are so many other alternatives you can use. So when it comes to Universe Rep, not for the same color, but just alternatives in general. Now, when we look at green, we already have Rev UI, which is also one of the more commonly used Universe Rep characters, and then also Kelly Caulifla, who is half green, if you want to count it. But yeah. So Revival UI, I think, can hold his own pretty well. So I don't necessarily think we need a new green character, especially since we literally already got Ultra Frieza, right? And then blue, but we don't need to talk much about that. We already have, Ultra UI here, who is still a top 10 character of the game. And even if you're not going to use UI Goku, we still have 17, and we still have, the Zenkai 18, but they are kind of pretty useless right now. So I forgot about Kefla. That's also red. So I really actually don't think we need any red. So the only color here that I see Kefla being is purple. Because, the best character there is literally Evolution Vegeta. And out of all the characters that released, he might easily be the worst. He's like the God Goku of this anniversary, who people said was the worst summonable character out of the whole anniversary, which is true. So we do need a new purple character. Now, let's look at Fusion Warriors. Now, Fusion Warriors, if I can actually freaking finesse weapon order. Where the heck is Fusion Warrior? Oh, here it is. Now, if you look at Fusion Warriors, let's look at each color. So, we're going to start off with red. Now, red, I think red, the last character to actually buff Fusion Warriors for red was Gotenks. So, I guess we can see red getting a color here. But Gotenks, can still be very good or decent. It just really depends on what setup you run him on and what characters you're using. So, I think red is a possibility here, but I don't think red fully needs one. I don't think it fully needs one. Now, yellow, obviously, not only do we have, the Zenkai Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, who isn't really used that much, but you can still use him. But Ultra Super Vegito already got his Platinum equipment literally, less than a week ago. So, yellow doesn't really need any new characters, especially since Super Vegito is hitting top 10 in the entire game. Now, purple. The best purple we have now is Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who can't hold his own in the meta, especially now, because people say he kind of gained value with the release of Frieza, but if you're most likely going to see Frieza ran with the yellow unit, LOE, he'll be ran with full power Frieza, the yellow Zenkai one. If you see him on Frieza Saga, he's going to be ran with Ultra Super Saiyan Goku. So any other way, unless you're running Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta with the red unit, which even then, the red units here can't really hold their own against the likes of Ultra Super Saiyan, Goku. Gogeta's kind of cooked. Now, if we look at green here, obviously we have this Vegito here, so I don't fully think we need a new green unit when it comes to Fusion Warriors. Vegito can still hold his own pretty well. He might not be able to hold his own the best, but he can still hold his own pretty well with the freaking nullifying combo breaking actions, I think. So he's decent. He's decent. And then blue. Blue is actually a very tough one. I can see blue getting buff. I can see blue, but at the exact same time, I don't think it would be the smartest idea. Actually, when it came to Dragon Ball Legends, right? For example, when Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out and he was absolutely dominating the game, they dropped 5 counters to that guy. 5 counters. They dropped a counter before he even released. Then they turned around and dropped Tree of Might Goku. Then they dropped Ultra Majin Vegeta. Then they dropped Ultra Beast. Then they dropped Transforming Rose, and then also transforming Vegito Blue because of the nullifying combo breaking action. So technically he got 6 counters because of how toxic he is. And compared to Ultra Frieza, the Ultra G4 meta was like a freaking angel meta compared to this one. So how crazy broken Ultra Frieza is. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to counter him instead of buffing him, because if they make Kefla blue, Ultra Frieza's finna be gaining more value. Kind of rhymes, but so I think they'll want to do the complete opposite of that, because I think they want to start releasing more purples before they decide to go back to releasing blues. If they want to release blues, at least make it a 1% sparking. So with that being said, the only color here I also see is purple. I think purple is the most likely color. Now, if they want to do that thing where like she can switch elements, then they could do that. But I don't think they'll do that. So purple is definitely the more common option here, or the best option here. Now, 1% sparkings. We're mainly going to be getting a 1% sparking for Universe Rep. I don't see any Fusion Warrior character getting a 1% sparking. So, if we look at Universe Rep, let's look at some characters who doesn't really get that much recognition in the game. So it sucks to say, like, recognition when it comes to the Universe Rep tag. So I don't think Gohan gets much recognition when it comes to the Universe Rep tag. You know, I can't say hit because again, Ultra hit, Extreme hit, Purple hit. Like, there's a lot. Did I say Purple hit? There's not even a Purple hit. Anyway, who else? Topo doesn't really get much recognition in the game. You know, I guess Kale, but I mean, we already got a Kale, basically a Kale and Caulifla, so it really wouldn't make sense because also if Kefla is the LF, why would we get Kale as the 1% sparking? Tien, Krillin, who else? Vados, Champa. So those are some characters who doesn't really get much recognition, but there is one character who I did forget to mention, who I think is the highest possibility of getting the 1% sparking. And it's none other than Frost. Look, Frost is in the exact same universe as Kefla. Not only that, Frost gets little to no recognition in this game. Frost doesn't even have a sparking. He has a straight up Heroes and gosh darn Extremes. Even then, he only has 2. 1 Hero and 1 Extreme. And obviously, as you expect, both of them suck, right? Especially the Hero one. So, with that information, I really do think that Frost needs a 1% sparking. Like, Frost, like, if you want to do something with Frost, make him transform into full power or whatever. The big problem with Frost, though, is that he's most likely going to be buffing Frieza even more. But it really depends on what color he is. I don't see Frost being a yellow. I can see him being like a red. I can see Frost being like a red character. Again, I don't think that red needs any more colors. But if purple is already going to be getting a buff, I think he could be green. I think Frost could be green. Because green is like the other color that I think could be getting buffs. If it's not going to be purple. But yeah, so that's 1% sparking. I don't think I need to talk much about that. Frost is like a character who doesn't seem to get that much recognition. Like every character, like besides Frost, had like from this Universe 6 tag, every character has gotten a sparking at least. Cabba has a sparking. Caulifla has a sparking. Cabba has a sparking. Hit definitely has a sparking. Vados even has a sparking. Freaking Champa has a sparking. And then the only character here who doesn't have a sparking is Frost. So with that information, I think Kefla is going to be the LF. Frost is going to be the 1% sparking. Now, who's going to be getting a Zenkai? I have three theories, right? 3 predictions. The first character that I think could possibly be getting one is going to be Purple Hit. Now this is from the Future Trunks saga. So how could this buff Kefla? You could make Hit buff Universe 6. If this character isn't necessarily from the or Purple and Rival Universe. Although, yeah, or Purple and Rival Universe. Any of those. But I think Rival Universe is more likely So make Kit buff purple in Rival Universe. Even though, Rival Universe isn't necessarily a tag that gets the most buffs at all, or even if they get new characters constantly, they don't buff Rival Universe. Just make it buff purple in Rival Universe, and that would be nice. Now, again, if we're going on the fact that, going off the fact that Kefla is going to be a purple, there are so many characters I can see getting a Zenkai. For example, this Vegito Blue could be getting a Zenkai. Purple and Fusion Warriors. I don't get why this guy doesn't have a Zenkai yet. The sucker is about to be is 4 years old. And on top of that, he sucked on release. So I don't see why this guy doesn't have a Zenkai yet. Like, this guy is unusable. He's not even close to being usable. So give him a Zenkai. And even if people are not going to use him, at least just give him a Zenkai so he can be a great buff for Kefla. Now, there are some other characters here. I mean, obviously, like, we still have this Ultra Instinct Goku who already has a Zenkai. And then we have, Zamasu buffs Gaki. What's wrong with me? So, I think those are the two main purple units that could definitely be getting a Zenkai. This Hit and this Vegito Blue, they definitely need a Zenkai. Then when it comes to, like, if Kefla was any other character, and even if you're not, like, here's the thing. When a character gets a Zenkai, they don't necessarily get one to buff the character. For example, when Half Corrupted Zamasu got a Zenkai, he didn't really Zenkai buff anyone at all. Like, because again, during the 6th anniversary, I don't think we've gotten a red. I think he buffed Shin, but why would anybody want to buff Shin? Like, if we're talking about main LFs, then if we're going to go off the fact that Frost could be red, which I don't think will actually happen, I think Frost will be green. If hypothetically Frost was going to be red, which again, we don't know, I think red MUI could definitely be getting a Zenkai. I don't see why, this guy, why not just choose red? I don't see why this guy doesn't have a Zenkai yet. Think about it. Every character after him and before him, not every character, but some of them got a Zenkai. This guy doesn't even have a platinum equipment yet. Dragonfish got a Zenkai and a platinum equipment. Okay? What other characters? I was finna say Broly. Broly doesn't have a platinum equipment nor a Zenkai. What else? Freaking God Goku got a platinum equipment before Red MUI. Freaking Go Frieza got a platinum equipment before MUI. And people were even predicting his Zenkai, but I doubt that was going to happen. Orange Piccolo got one before him. Freaking Rev UI got a Zenkai. I'm not saying that Orange Piccolo got a Zenkai. He got an equipment. And then Rev UI has gotten a platinum equipment or a Zenkai. So, with that being said, if I think he could just get a Zenkai just for the sake of it, not to like necessarily buff any characters, but although it could really help because the two main colors dominating the game right now is yellow and green. Those are the main colors that are dominating the game. So, if you want to counter those colors, you're going to want a red and a purple. And honestly, Kaba or Ultra Hit isn't really going to cut it. Like, they're usable, but we definitely is going to need a new red unit. Not like a LF, but like a 1% sparking or a character getting a Zenkai. So either Frost is red or Red MUI is getting a Zenkai. Which I think Red MUI getting a Zenkai is actually more likely because we only have gotten one LF Zenkai this entire anniversary, and that was Rev UI, who, keep in mind, he wasn't as good as people thought he would be. He really wasn't. So, yeah. That is everything I think will be happening in terms of characters and potential buffs. Of course, LF Kefla coming out, but I expect her to be a purple unit. then the 1% sparking being Frost, and I expect him to be a green unit or possibly red. When it comes to Zenkais, either the purple hit gets a Zenkai, or the purple Vegito blue gets a Zenkai. And then when it comes, or red MUI, and when it comes to new equipments, probably red MUI if he doesn't get a Zenkai. But yeah, guys, so that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys, and peace.